My father was the country's youngest ace pilot. 20 years ago, when my mother collapsed from a heart attack and needed an emergency transfer, he answered the phone after 37 missed calls and said only this: "The weather is bad today. The aircraft can't take off." So my mother died on a stretcher outside a county emergency room while waiting for help that never came. The next day, someone posted a photo online. A white Cessna crossed a cloudless sky, scattering pink flower petals over a birthday party for another woman's daughter. My father never came to the hospital. He didn't come to the funeral either. For 20 years, my uncle drove a cab at night to put me through flight school. Now I was 29. The youngest chief examiner in the Federal Aviation Administration, and on my desk sat an application for captain upgrade from a 22-year-old prodigy named Yasmin Sullivan. Her guarantor was the CEO of Zach Airways, my father. I flipped through the file until I reached the family information page. Emergency contact, Zachary Lowe. I looked at Yasmin's photo for a long time before closing the file. "Sorry," I said. "I won't approve her evaluation." Jason Zimmerman's smile froze. He looked from me to the file I had pushed back. "Mr. Lowe, what do you mean you won't approve it?" "I mean exactly that." He adjusted his tie and forced a laugh. "Why not review it again? Yasmin Sullivan has over 300 flight hours. She qualifies. She got an A on the simulator assessment, full marks on all 3 emergency procedure drills last year. You won't find another co-pilot her age with this record. As chief examiner, I have the right to reject any application I find suspicious." Jason kept one hand on the file. "Mr. Lowe, how about this? I booked a table at Beston Club tomorrow night. We can talk. Take the file back." The smile vanished from his face. He picked it up and headed for the door, then paused. "Mr. Lowe, you're only 29. Yeah, it must have been hard getting to this position." His voice was soft, almost a warning. Then he left. The office went quiet. I stared at the faint imprint the file had left on my desk, then turned toward the window. Outside, the sky was a clear, endless blue, the same kind of sky my Uncle Peter had described from 20 years ago. He had stood outside the county hospital, calling my father again and again, 37 times with no answer. The 38th call finally went through. In the background, there had been children laughing, propellers winding down, and my father had said the weather was bad. That afternoon, my secretary Annie knocked and stepped in. "Mr. Lowe," Zach Airways called. "They want to know if you finished reviewing the file Mr. Zimmerman delivered, and when it'll be approved." I reviewed it. "Tell them the rejection notice will be posted in the system tomorrow." She hesitated. "Mr. Lowe, the person in charge of Zach Airways is Zachary Lowe." "I know." She met my eyes, then quietly left. That night I called Uncle Peter. He was driving his cab, and I could hear windshield wipers brushing back and forth. "Uncle Peter, did you eat?" "Yeah, why are you asking all of a sudden?" "Just checking." He chuckled and didn't press. Before hanging up he said, "Day after tomorrow is your mom's death anniversary. Don't forget." "I won't." After the call, I opened the safe in my apartment. Inside was a brown paper envelope sealed with tape gone yellow from age. I took out 2 documents. The first was a weather assessment report signed by Zachary Lowe 20 years ago. In the remarks column, "Not suitable for takeoff." The second was the official hourly weather report from the South On Observation Center on that same day. Visibility, more than 6 miles. Cloud ceiling, above 2 miles. Wind speed, 5 knots. Clear skies. It had taken me 7 years to obtain those 2 pieces of paper, one from the Federal Aviation Authority archives, the other from the National Meteorological Department. They had never been placed side by side, until now. At 6 that evening, the disciplinary inspection team received a complaint from the board secretary of Zach Airways. The accusation: I had abused my authority in Yasmin Sullivan's assessment because of personal grievances. I had been waiting for that call. The next morning, Mike Zeller from disciplinary inspection phoned me.